Tyler Shuck is him. We are 6.5 games into this guy's career, and literally all he does is play above average football games. Even in his first game in cleanup duty against Tampa, he looked pretty good. Frankly, if he had played the whole game, the Saints would have won that game. In his second game, he had to play the LA Rams, and even though it was a bit of a blowout and the Saints got outclassed, Shuck looked good, B+. His third game, his second start against Carolina, that's when Shuck really showed me what he was. A+ game, killer. I made a video on it. It was incredible. He was an assassin. And the next three games after that were pretty solid in their own right. Week 15, however, the world started to notice what I've been trying to tell them for almost a calendar year now. Tyler Shuck isn't just a pretty good quarterback. He's not just a starter. Hell, he's not even just a franchise quarterback. He's going to be a star. He's going to be a top 10, maybe even top 5 quarterback in really short order, which is why it doesn't matter that he's 26. I'll take a 27-year-old top 10 quarterback in the second round any day of the week. And frankly, Tyler Shuck should have been either the first or second pick in this draft. There's a lot of good players, but the Browns would be in a much better position if they had this guy right now than having a defensive tackle. Frankly, I'll give Cam Ward a little benefit of the doubt. I don't think anybody could make Tennessee look good, but I think Shuck has proven he's pretty clearly better. That's enough talking about what might be and what will be. Let's talk about what was. Let's break down every snap of this game, because I gave Tyler Shuck an A-. He was accurate on 88% of his passes, and he just didn't make any mistakes. There weren't that many explosives, and he only threw one deep ball, and he didn't even hit it. But when you're constantly hitting nice, solid passes to the sticks, and you just don't miss, there's not a lot more I can ask for it. Like I said, Tyler Shuck's not just a franchise quarterback. Tyler Shuck is a star, and people are starting to notice. Let's break down the film. All right, first drop back of the game, we're going to get some motion back and forth. Zones shift, they don't follow, so we know it's zone. Play action, drive throw, on the hands. Good ball. It doesn't end up getting caught, right? But as you can see here, the ball was properly located, and it was on the hands. Good play by the defender to get in there, but that's a good throw. Next drop back, third down, not so much. The flag's on the offense, not the defense. We don't get the holding or the pass interference that Olave was trying to sell us. Alas, bad throw. Live to fight another day. Next drive. Shuck does a really nice job of stepping up. And then the fun little, the Michael Vick pump fake way past the line of scrimmage. Right, as you can see, there's a void in the pressure. Nobody's really open, and Shuck has a clear lane to his right. Defensive ends lost contain. He escapes out. He pump fakes way after the line of scrimmage, and he earns himself another couple yards. Neutral run. Plus pocket movement. Good job extending the play, but nothing to write home about. Here, this is one of those ones. From the wide angle, it looks like a really good throw. From the tight copy, you see it's actually about as easy as it gets. So that's just routine, but there's certainly nothing wrong with a routine throw. And here, a routine throw would have been better. You can see that Shuck he's big game hunting, right? He's at the top of the pocket, he's crouching, he wants to load up and drive a throw to either Olave or whoever that is at the top of the screen. They're both running, it looks like, comebacks to the middle. It ends up not being available to him. This version of Hank doesn't work, so he checks it down to the running back. It's just the throw's a little behind. If it had been on target, probably a couple of yak to be had, but running back makes a nice catch. I grade it as a bad throw, even though it was still catchable. It's just too easy of a throw to miss like that. Here, this is a routine. Nice job to float it over the free rusher. Plus pocket movement, routine throw. And this is a bad throw, but not for the reason you think. So first of all, plus pocket movement, he's throwing while being hit, but that's not why he misses. He actually misses because of a miscommunication with Vele, number 14. We'll see it better on the tight copy. That's Vele motioning across. He's tied up in the slot. You'll see right here, Vele is like right in the middle at the bottom of your screen. Vele sees the defender who is now in the left corner of the screen, and he thinks, I need to sit down in this void, protect myself, stay open. Shuck assumes that Vele is going to continue through the route. Vele is actually correct. He should be sitting here, right? Because if we can rewind to the wide copy, as you can see, there's no reason for him to carry upfield. That's where the defender is. You want to sit him right where he is, put the ball right on his back hip so he can catch it, stop, protect himself, and get upfield. So that's just a miscommunication, and that's the sort of thing that'll happen when you have a quarterback who didn't get a half season of reps and a wide receiver who, for whatever reason, just started actually playing. Vele and Shuck have a really nice connection, but this is just a miscommunication. And Shuck was wrong, so I give him the bad throw. No matter, because he throws a fucking dime on third down. So it's 3rd and 15-ish, 3rd and 12-ish. And this is just a nice, big, sexy sail route, over route. You'll see Vele starts slot right, so towards the bottom of your screen, right across from 98. I believe it's Vele. It is. And he runs an over route all the way across the field, and Shuck puts it right on him. Let's see the tight copy. It's really lovely. I wish we had the opposite angle, but alas. As you can see, there's not a lot of separation. That ball is fit inside of a keyhole. Perfect throw. That's a great throw on 3rd down in the clutch. Keep the chains moving. That's excellent shit right there. A little more play action. And this time Shuck just eats it. Now, here's the top of his drop and what he's looking at. There's not a ton to be excited about, right? You could anticipate the dig to Vele, but by the time Vele comes out of his break right here, it's too late. You're already kind of screwed, right? If Shuck tries to rip a 30-yard dig, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, then he's going to get in trouble. That's how you accidentally throw a pick over the middle of the field. So it's not the end of the world that he eats the sack on this play. I wouldn't have totally minded if he tries to flip it out to the running back right here instead of trying to step up in the pocket. Shuck is also lately, he's kind of just stepping up in the pocket by default rather than like actually trying to navigate pressure. I would hope that that's something he works on over time, but for now, there are worse ways to handle pressure. Again, not a lot he really could have done. It's probably a no-fault sack. Live to fight another day. See, again, this time it was the proper move to slide up because you're getting pinched. Your defensive ends are coming around the back. You just step up. They walk past you. Now you get a chance to throw. I wish Shuck would have stepped up and then threw and then rolled out. Because if right here, instead of just launching it into very tight coverage for a very small gain, if Shuck were to have like rolled out, he then would have had a really nice throw to Tipton available to him because Tipton's wide open if you could just buy yourself another half second. So this isn't the most creative, safest play, but it's a routine throw, and you don't go broke making a profit, right? He only gains a couple yards, and he has to fit it into a really tight window to do so, as you'll see here. But he did so no big deal. I believe this is now 3rd down. Top of the drop, not a lot doing. No, it's 2nd down. Not a lot doing. He throws the routine ball, nothing to it. And as you saw, there was really nowhere else to go. This is the 3rd down, and great play. I really love the little whip curl by Vele. Really well designed, really well run by the big possession receiver. And he gets upfield. That's a 1st down. It's a solid throw. Perfectly timed. Good zip. Great placement. There's another routine one. The Saints are just continually behind the sticks, and then Shuck makes it not matter. It was actually really impressive all game. Remember how I said Vele and Shuck have some chemistry? A lot of it is just Vele can ball. And he's another old-ass rookie, but this ball should be placed like right on that X in the middle of the hash marks. Instead, Shuck leaves it behind. And that's why this throw's not great. It's good because it's downfield, it's catchable, and he gave his receiver a chance. But the placement is very far from ideal, right? Receiver's making the catch a little bit behind his body. Now it's up high, so it's protecting the receiver. You know, he's not going to get run directly through. You'd rather be hit while in the air than while standing up straight. Granted, It's probably even a little better than that to put the ball down low. Not the best placement. You could argue with me that it would be routine instead of solid. I would not fight back. But still, really nice play by the entire offense. Here, a little negative run. There's nothing to it. And then this is a bad throw. This is a really bad throw, and this is an insane catch. Please tell me I got the tight. Yeah, this is nuts. You know, it's just a quick hitter. No thought to it. Oh, damn. The tight copy is too tight. Ha, pause. But yeah, I mean, the ball's clearly behind the receiver, and he just makes a crazy catch. And I believe this is Juwan Johnson. Yes, it is. And he's terrible at catching the football. So the fact that he snagged this thing, nuts. He just sticks a hand out there and knocks it back to himself. Again, bad throw, great play. Here's Shuck with a little bit of RPO action, right? A little read option, I guess. Keep it up, buddy. You keep doing that, they'll stop putting Taysom Hill in. And that's a nice throw. Look at the dart. Look at the placement. Now, I know what you're thinking. Like, oh, another ball behind Vele. No, 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 no. Let's see the tight copy. You'll see exactly why this ball had to be placed where it was. This was perfect. If he throws that ball a little bit further to the middle of the field, you run the risk of that linebacker getting a hand on it. If you lead your receiver up the field by putting some arc to get the ball over the linebacker, now he's getting beheaded by the safety. This is basically the only place that Shuck can put this ball to protect his receiver and protect the ball from number 32. That is a really good throw, borderline great throw. There's a routine one, nothing to talk about, just a little curl, little fake screen, and Shuck takes off. So as you can see, you've got Taysom Hill running this like switch release. He runs the fade. The screen from the outside comes in. Obviously, that corner has jumped on it, and if Shuck were to have thrown that ball, it's a touchdown for the Panthers. So he takes off, and this is what I love to see. A lot of dudes would just throw the ball in the dirt on a screen, but I love when a quarterback says, "We already got blockers downfield. I'm going to do it myself." That's a really good run. Here, I mean, look at this. Spin the move. It's not really a spin move. He just ducks under the linebacker, but he mitigated a free rusher all by himself, slid to protect himself, and got the flag for the late hit. So that's a really, really good play. Again, plus pocket movement, neutral run. Here, this is probably like the lasting highlight of the game. Roll out left, make a dude miss, make another dude miss, alter your arm angle, throw from an exotic angle, the same kind of thing that got Shuck ridiculed at the combine. Whoops. And throw an absolute dart. It's a good throw. It's 2+ pocket movements. And from this tight copy, you're going to love it. I mean, this is exquisite. Patrick, who? Who, Allen? I'm just kidding, but not entirely. Here, I mean, this is 1, 2. So here's the top of his drop. I guess at this point he could have thrown the ball to Olave, but you can't throw the ball when you have a free rusher this close to you. You got to just eat the sack. I know it's not fun. I know it looks bad on the stat sheet, but that's the right move. It's a no-fault sack. That's the proper way to handle this kind of pressure this quickly. Again, 79 just got bitched. There's nothing Shuck can do. Live to fight another day. You're still in field goal range. Don't make a bad day worse. Ironically, they ran a very similar play on the next play. and once again, there were dudes open, right? Like the over works. The drag kind of works, but it's really just that over to the left hash in the end zone. But it doesn't matter because Shuck is being sacked before that can even materialize. As you'll see here, Shuck actually breaks the first sack. So give him a plus pocket movement. It's just you can't break 3 sacks. That would take Big Ben. So there's a nice rollout, and I'm gonna count this as a neutral run. It's kind of like a throwaway. Like right here, you probably just should have thrown the ball away and not gotten hit. But there's no problem with running to the line of scrimmage. You get the same result. Now that's a ball. right? I love this. Nice dig. Line of scrimmage is the 40. Things caught at the opposite 45. 15 yards. Cooking with gas. Perfect placement. Really good ball. Borderline great ball, but we'll keep it solid. And that's Shuck's game right now. And it's partially because of the offense they're calling. It's partially because the protection's not great. It's partially because the receivers are, shall we say, unreliable. But a lot of what the Saints have been doing, routine throw, is just these quick passes. There's another routine throw through the arms. Drop. We count those as accurate. A lot of quick passes, and Shuck is just hitting them all, right? Like I posted a graph or a chart last week. Shuck's the most accurate quarterback in the NFL. It's mostly because they're throwing short stuff, but he is hitting everything. And then when they give him opportunities, he throws really nice balls out to and around the sticks. Like this is a solid throw. Should have been a first down. Olave drops it. He's good for at least one of those per game these days. Again, like that should always, in every world, always be a catch. And the fact that he drops this because of minimal contact is crazy. So now it's 3rd and long because of the drop. Nice little quick hitter. 4th down. After they kick a field goal, there's a false start or an offsides penalty on the defense. So now it's 4th and 1. Yeah. Shuck kind of has the corner route. So Shuck steps up and through, and he runs, and he does not get enough. And it's not because he didn't have the room or because he made a bad read. It's mostly just because he fell/dove a little too early. If he stays on his feet, I think he pretty easily picks up that 4th down. The Saints are in easy field goal range, if not touchdown range, and this game could have had a much less dramatic ending. But alas, it worked out okay. His routine throw is a nice dig. And I believe that this is in crunch time. This is with about 3 or 4 minutes left in the game, and they kind of need this drive to tie with a touchdown. Nice wrap/dig route to Olave. And again, it looks like Shuck is throwing behind Olave, but really he's protecting him. You see that strong safety looming right above Olave. If Shuck leads Olave, Olave gets depleted, right? So it looks like, oh, you should lead him. There's all this room. He'll break off a lot of yak. But, I mean, look at how quickly that safety crashes down on him. If Shuck leads Olave, he's going to get run directly through, and that could be really bad for a dude with a lot of head injuries. So Shuck is just protecting his dude, and that's honestly a good thing. Receivers love to play with a quarterback who's looking out for their health. And on the very next play, Olave pays it off with another nice catch. Look at that drive, dude. That is a 20-yard downfield out route. Speed out, kind of like a hook out. Regardless, 20 yards downfield. Very nice. Here, another one. He throws it a little bit behind Olave, but again, he's just trying to make sure he's protecting that ball. No reason to throw the ball ahead of Olave and try to lead him into space when you know you have the guaranteed catch. Another solid throw to and beyond the sticks. This drive, in general, is incredible. To this point, Tyler Shuck is 6 for 6. All of his throws are 10 yards or more downfield. Balling out, precision, Tom Brady level accuracy, precision, decision making. This ball's not good. It's behind. You gotta lead your receiver a little bit more here, even if you're trying to stop him so he can turn upfield. The idea is you have a tight end, I believe. Yeah, you have a tight end or a slot receiver against a defensive end. And if he catches this ball, he's gonna get to the 5-yard line. Would be a huge gain. Problem is the ball's behind, like way behind. Got to get that ball out in front even a little bit. You don't even necessarily have to lead him to the sideline. Just like don't put it that far away from his body. It's a bad throw. It happens. Shuck is now 5 for 6. Make it 6 for... No, I don't know. I lost track. It's a lot of completions, and they were all pretty good. That one's routine. That's nothing. But right here, Tyler Shuck's going to pay it off. Tie game. Really nice throw. Great anticipation. Let's see the window here. Again, I wish we had the opposite angle, but look at that Tight window. The placement, the velocity, the timing, the structure. Did you hear he fucked her? Blink-182 is poetry. That's just an incredible throw. And again, I wish we had the opposite angle from behind the quarterback, but this is going to have to suffice. Look at that placement. J.C. Horn is a great corner. Apparently he's the son of Joe Horn. I had no idea. But I love J.C. Horn. Ball skills on 10. That being said, there is no defense for a perfect throw. And that's how Tyler Shuck ties the game late. That's a solid throw. That's an excellent drive. And again, it's really all just solid and maybe one great throws. But he didn't miss. Right? First throw on the game-winning drive. They're starting off at their own 5-yard line. They got to drive the whole field in like a minute and a half to win this game. Starts off with a bad pass by Shuck. Not the way you want to start. Here's a little screen. It's routine. It gains a lot of yards, but it has nothing to do with Shuck. And here's another one. Just a little Texas route, routine. Here's where we get cooking. Perfect placement. Holds his receiver up. Doesn't let his receiver get crunched. Protects him. Lets him turn upfield a little bit. Steal 2 or 3 yards. Fucking perfect. Solid throw. There's timing. Great rhythm. Clutch as hell. And then here, one final play. Now, the play design is ballsy because there's nobody in the middle of the field. Shuck can get as many yards as he wants right here. And the sliding is smart because you want to get down as quickly as possible and you want to be able to clock the ball because right after this, you got to spike it so you can kick like a 60-yard field goal to win the game. Now, the unnecessary roughness call, it's a little bit much for me. I don't know. I had money on the Saints. I love Tyler Shuck, but that was a little chintzy. Still, bring in the Irishman. Shrug it off. Ball game. And I think that might be how the Panthers lose the division, but don't quote me on that just yet. Tyler Shuck, baby. So like I said at the outset, this is an A- performance for me. He had 2 great throws, 11 solid throws, which is a really high clip, 16 routine throws, and just 4 bad throws. He protected the ball. There were no interception-worthy passes. There were no fumbles. He took 3 sacks. One of them was his fault. 2 of them, not much I can say about him. He didn't throw the ball away. He had 1 nice run. He had 5 very neutral runs, very nothing-to-them runs. He had 2 bad runs, which are just as bad as taking a bad sack, in my opinion. And then he had 15 pocket manipulations. 15 times he extended the play, 15 times he escaped pressure, or he made a play under pressure. Accurate on 88% of his balls. 32% of dropbacks were positive, impressive plays. Only 18% were negative. And if he keeps this up, Tyler Shuck's absolutely going to be like a perennial Pro Bowl guy, right? Like on the year, he's been accurate on 82.5% of passes. It's the best in the league. And like I said, like a lot of that is just because the Saints don't throw downfield that much. They play a pretty conservative brand of football. But he doesn't miss. He's producing impressive plays at a really high rate, 27%. Average is 20.7, so he's 7% above average. His deep accuracy, he's accurate on 60% of his deep balls, and he doesn't throw a lot of them just because that's not what the Saints offense does, but the average is 37, and he's blowing that out of the water. His average game grade's a 3.27. That puts him right up there in the top 5. And even though he has 5 or 6 interceptions, he's only had 3 turnover-worthy plays on the year. It's a lot of really bad luck, making his touchdown to interception ratio look a little bit funny. He's got 4 great games in 6.5 games played, 6 starts, 4 great games. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's going to be competing with the Herberts and the Allens and the Mayfields and the Mays. And I don't think he's quite on that level. I think he'll be the worst of that group, but that's the right group to be in. He's above the Darnolds. He's above the Daks. Like, this is a real guy that you want to pay big money. The Saints have a lot of work to do. They need at least 1 new offensive lineman next year. They need at least 2 new defensive linemen. I don't really like anybody in their entire secondary, and that includes Kool-Aid McKinstry. But they got a quarterback for damn near free, and they have him for another 3 years on the cheap. They get out of cap hell end of next year, and suddenly the future looks pretty bright. It totally depends on if Kellen Moore can evolve as a head coach and get more aggressive. It totally depends on if they can actually build the roster with all the capital they have to build a roster with, But they got the most important part down. And I think the Patriots are pretty good proof that if you have a great quarterback, the rest will kind of just fall into place. Sometimes. Hopefully the Saints are competent and they don't mishandle this absolute windfall of a quarterback. Because like I said, Tyler Shuck's not just good. Tyler Shuck is going to be a star. I'm just asking you to remember who told you first. All right, until next time, I got JJ McCarthy film to grind. Hasta.